You gotta be so careful, man. You get into these accidents right here, and then everybody tries to make it like it wasn't them who did it, and everybody tries to make it like it wasn't their fault. What you really need is you need a dash camera. I'm on my way to get a haircut. M God. His license plate says M God. Is that shit necessary? Why the fuck does your car sound like a goddamn coffee percolator? Uh-oh. And then there's another M behind him. Oh man, these guys are showing off for each other. Hey, his rims, they do the spinning thing. I wonder what's he going to do. Like, there's a homeless guy trying to get money right here. Yeah, that's a really, really cute guy. That's really, really cute. I wish your car didn't sound so ridiculous. Oh God, he's gonna try to speed past me with this thing. I wish these cars didn't sound like fart cans. It's like, as expensive as that car is, why does it sound like a fart can? Is that necessary? Is that necessary? I just don't understand why people think that is cool. That shit is not fucking cool. It's annoying. I just don't get it. Anyway, I guess it's just not for me. Okay, come on, stupid Civic. Come on. Stupid Civic. Look at this guy. Got M badges all over everything. Yeah, that's really, really nice. Okay, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a thorough look at the VIVILINK Traveler VX510 mirror-mounted dash camera. So this came from my friends over at VIVILINK, which is obviously a Chinese company. They are selling these on Amazon, and I'll give you all of the URLs and whatnot that you'd need if you're interested in buying one. So this is the VIVILINK mirror dash cam. It has voice control, dual dash cam with 10-inch touchscreen, rear view mirror camera, waterproof backup camera, parking assist, smart parking mode, loop recording, and a G sensor. Now, that's all a big mouthful, but basically what it means is when we're talking about this G sensor, we're saying that if somebody ruffles up your car, it will start recording. So this gets its power directly from the car if you set it up properly. But it can take its power directly from the car. So that means that if somebody tries to break into your car at night, it can start recording. If somebody gets into the car, it can start recording. It can record what's in front and in back of the car. Now, this is being sold for $100, as you can see. Now, some of the features that they say, they have smart voice control. So it has dual cameras, provide clear and total view, 330 degree of the car's surroundings. Sharp 2.5 video day or night. It's not 4K, but it is 2.5K, which is a high enough resolution that it will, number one, look good. And second of all, if you have to use it in court for evidence, it is high enough quality where you can use it in court. Next, it has a reversing system. It says the waterproof rear view camera functions as a backup camera when you put the car into reverse. Innovative reversing system helps minimize the chance for potential scratches when backing the car into tight places. So basically what it will come with is it comes with a small camera unit that you mount to the back of the car. And when you do that, that allows you to operate it when you drive into reverse. That will, of course, require you to wire it into the car's reverse lighting system. So this way, as soon as you go into reverse, the car knows to change the camera mode. Now, there are other ways to do it, but it all depends on how innovative you want to be. Okay. It also has loop recording. It continuously records over the oldest file to make room for the newest recording. Now, what I would suggest is that the flash card that you would get if you want to use loop recording, make sure you get a quality SanDisk flash card. Now, the one that I'm going to use for the purposes of this review is either a 4 gigabyte or a 32 gigabyte mini SD, micro SD card. And usually I've never had any real problems with those, so I've never had any real file corruption problems. Okay, ease of use touchscreen. The entire screen is a touchscreen. Now, here's the thing. These devices are really great. They can make the difference between you getting an insurance lawsuit loss or a win, especially if you're recording evidence that somebody hit you or that you didn't hit somebody else. So more and more of these things are becoming available. They're becoming cheaper and cheaper. This one's only $100. So these are really great devices, especially if you have older cars. Like I have an uncle who puts together old Capris and old Mustangs and old Mercors. And devices like this, he can wire it right into the wiring system since he's rebuilding the entire wiring system. And this gives you some digital tech on a car that's from the 1980s that doesn't have any level of digital tech at all. So I'd just like to thank VIVILINK for this, considering, I've been doing car reviews all this time, and the American companies haven't really approached me or haven't really offered me anything to review for free. And meanwhile, the Chinese companies have jumped right on it, and they are offering me all types of stuff to show off to the people who watch my show. So, yeah, I'd just like to thank you for that, because you'd think that, considering I live here in America, that I wouldn't be overlooked by American companies such as, like, SRT and Chrysler and everything, since I've been probably doing more to promote their product than they've been doing themselves. Opening up the box. It's a very neat and nice box. We have the camera unit. This is actually very similar to the last time I did a review on a camera unit. And in fact, most of the pieces are pretty much all the same anyway. So this is the unit, and I like the full touch screen, which is interesting because GM on the new Cadillacs, GM has a mirror that will automatically show you what's behind you. But what they don't use is they don't use touch screens on their mirror. So that is the camera. That's what the camera looks like. You see a lot of Uber drivers getting these now. That is the trans flash micro SD port right there. Then you have the USB port, and then you have the AV-in port. Now, the AV-in port is specifically for the rear view camera, which has a small 2.5 millimeter jack. So that's how it gets the video from the rear. Now, I'd also like to say this. That AV jack is a standard 2.5 AV-in. If you have a DVD player, or if you have anything else that uses audio in, video in jack, you can actually play anything you want on this mirror. The only thing you'd have an issue with is the, what is it called? The resolution. But other than that, it can pretty much accommodate anything you would normally use on it. So let's take a look and see how the user operating system looks. So this is the camera unit, and the camera unit is ready to be spliced in to your brake line. And this is the audio video in jack. Now, let me also say this. These wires are pretty long. If you're the type of person who has a trailer, this could come in great use for you, because it would allow you to mount this video camera all the way to the back of your trailer, like if you're towing a car, for example. And as soon as you wire this into the brake light, it allows you to have this camera go right into reverse as soon as the car goes into reverse. Some audio video specialists can do this for you, and the installation is really not that expensive. It probably will take them less than 30 minutes. Okay, so that's the rear view camera. It's similar to all the other units that I've looked at. This right here is the charging system. It plugs directly into the car on 12 volt, such as your cigarette lighter. Now, my thing is, okay, it uses a regular USB connection, but here's the thing. If you can, it's better to actually splice this right into your map dome light in the car if you can splice it. Like, if you're dealing with an old car, you won't care. And you should have an audio video specialist they can do that work for you, and it probably only take them less than an hour to get this entire thing in. In fact, so many of these devices are coming out regularly until they're getting a lot of experience installing these things. And if you get them to do it, you'll have a nice, neat, professional install, and it'll be perfect. It'll look really good, and you can always use that evidence in court if you ever have to. Micro USB cable. Okay, so this says no micro SD card, right? So, let me just install the micro SD card. Okay, it does show 1845. You can change that in the settings so that it reflects 12 hours instead of 24 hours. The camera quality looks pretty good. Of course, it's not 4K, obviously, because even the screen's not 4K. And it tells you up front that this thing is 2.5K. Let's take a look at the user interface. The micro SD card needs to be formatted. So first thing we have to do is format the SD card. So this is what the, what is it called? The user interface looks like. And it's a very full interface. You touch it and drag it down. Format USD is right there. Format the micro SD card. We'll quick format. Yes, push confirm. Okay, that gets it prepared to be used. We also have AI speech recognition. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it can do things based on you just saying certain things, like turn on screen, turn on audio, show front camera, video stop, turn off screen, turn off audio, show rear camera, take photo, lock the video, show both cameras. So this is actually pretty cool. This is the first one I've ever seen that actually had speech recognition. So that's actually really interesting that it has that. So we'll leave that on. Okay, you can also turn off the tap sound if you want, because it gets annoying. And you can also change the screen refresh rate if you want to. It makes no sense to try to reduce it to anything lower than 60 frames per second, because 60 frames per second, if you go lower than that, the human eye starts to notice it looks choppy. Okay, the encoding bit rate that you want to choose, it says H2.64, H2.65. So I'll just leave it at 2.65. Okay, all right, so what else? We have the loop recording. The resolution can be changed. So you have 2.5 plus 1080p. So the front camera is 2.5K and the back camera is 1080p. Now you can change that resolution in order to save space on the SD card. However, it's probably better if you just leave it as 2.5. This way, if you ever end up in court, you'll be able to, show it to a judge, and the judge won't laugh at you and say, hey, this is the shittiest evidence I ever got. All right, license. What does it say? Okay, license. You can program in your license plate. That's pretty cool. Okay, sleep mode. That's to save power. Streaming media. Ooh, where's it going? Okay, so you can change. Okay, so this, you can rotate the camera. Okay. All right, so date and time. Let's change that. So we're going to use the date format. You can change it from large to small. So you can say month, what is it? Month, day, year. So it's 12/17/20. Time format, we're going to change that to a 12-hour format rather than 24. And you push confirm. And of course, they have English and most likely Chinese. They also have German, French. Okay, so that's good. We'll leave it as English, Okay, time lapse. No, we're going to turn that off. Okay, so other than that, you can put it in USB mode to connect it to your computer. And other than that, it's pretty much ready to roll. So very good looking, very, very good looking device right here. Okay, turn screen off. Okay, wait, I don't know what. Okay, it says turn on screen, turn off screen. Okay, so let's maybe we'll try that. Turn off screen. Turn off screen. Oh, it did it. Turn on screen. Ooh. Oh, and it even says okay. That's interesting. What else can you tell it to do? Show rear camera, take photo. Ooh, you can tell it to take a photo. You can show it video start. Let's see, video stop. Okay, so video start, video stop. That will start recording. So what I can do is I can say video start. Oh, wait, let me. Video start. Did I get that right? Video start. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's try that again. Video start. Video stop. Okay. No. All right. Wait. Let's exit out of here. Let's go back. Okay. Let's go right here. Okay. So the video's already been started because it's recording right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my car, and then I'm going to start recording a video. But let me just use this voice record. Video stop.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool. The shit freaking listens to you. It's like the future. It's like Star Trek. Video start.
Okay.
Video stop.
Okay.
Turn off screen. Turn off screen. Turn screen off. Turn screen off. Ah, shit. I forgot what the... Did I get it wrong? I forgot what the saying is. That's the only thing, you know, it's like the speech recognition is cool, but you have to get it absolutely right, you know? Turn on screen, turn off screen. Lock the video. Show both cameras. Turn off. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to look back at the voice control functions of this mirror and retest them because originally I had released this video, but I wanted to figure out about the voice control. I wanted to see if it was possible to make it so that the voice control would understand every single thing I did. So basically, you have to go to speech recognition. And this is what tripped me up before. I was trying to get out of this menu and I ended up pushing off, but no, you actually have to leave it on. So first of all, let's take a look at the things you can say. Turn on screen, turn on audio, show front camera, video stop, turn off screen, turn off audio. Now, here's the thing to me. Unlike a smartphone, this device has a short list of functions that you can do and that you can actually remember. There's a lot of things here to remember. I would say probably the most important things to remember to be able to say, like if you get into an accident or if the cops pull up and you're trying to keep your hands where they could see them. Because, you know, it's funny, you know, these cameras are coming out of countries like specifically China. I lived in China, just to let you know. The cops mostly don't carry guns. So the thing about it is a lot of people who are buying this stuff, they're buying it because they want to be able to record just in case the cops pull over their car, or they want to be able to record in the event of an accident. Those are probably the two main reasons. But in China, you would actually easily be able to say, yeah, I'm just going to reach over, I'm going to turn this thing on and off, and you'd never have to worry about the police having any suspicion. So my thing is, the voice control makes it a little bit easier because you can speak and you can have the thing start recording. Like, the only thing about it is there's a short list of things, and you have to try to remember to be able to say these things. I would say the most important things are video stop, video start, and I would say maybe take photo. So those are probably the three most important ones to remember. Turn on screen, turn off screen would also be good, just in case you want to use this as a rear view mirror and you don't want to hit any buttons. But as I mentioned later on in this video, one of the things that I like about integrated cameras is a lot of times they're very smart when it comes to when they should be on and when they should be off. So let's just try this again. Okay, so we make sure we push the on button. So the speech recognition is on, and then I exit out of here. So I can just say, turn on screen. Turn off screen. Turn off screen. Okay. And then it says okay. Turn on screen. Turn on screen. Turn on screen. I'm trying to figure out what the cadence of my voice has to be is. Turn on screen.
Okay.
I think you have to say it fast. I think you have like less than a third of a second to say each word. Turn off screen. 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 Interesting. Turn off screen.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So again, this is one of the reasons why I've always had voice control stuff in my car. I've had Uconnect, and it's one of the things I almost never use. Siri I typically use because Siri's pretty smart on iPhone, but voice control has always been a little spotty for me. And I would also think that this gets more difficult if you're speaking another language, but that's if you're speaking Spanish or you're speaking French or something, God knows. But if it does this with just English, but I'll say it like this. In an emergency, it's probably already going to be on. So I'll be like, turn on screen. Turn on screen.
Okay.
Okay, how about take a photo? It can't take it. Well, no, I'm not going to worry about taking a photo because I pulled the micro SD card out. But you get what I'm saying. It's like the simplest commands that I could use are those commands. Turn on screen, turn off screen, take a photo, video start, video stop. Now, I'll say it like this. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let's test it out with the micro SD card and let's see how well it handles those functions. Okay, so I just put the micro SD card back in, pulled it out of my computer. So let's test a couple of functions once again. Okay, video stop.
Okay.
Okay, so it got me on the first try. Video start.
Okay.
Turn off screen. Okay, I think maybe I said it too slow. Video stop.
Okay.
Take a photo. Take a photo. Turn off screen. Turn off screen. Turn off screen. Video start.
Okay.
Turn off screen. Video stop.
Okay.
Okay, you get my point. Video start, video stop seems to be one of the easier ones for it to recognize. I guess maybe when it's just two words, it's easier. So that's basically just what it is. Video, voice control, voice recognition, I've always had issues with it, but I think I speak clearly enough for it to be able to understand me. But that's basically, what you're dealing with. It's like someday Apple CarPlay or somebody might integrate, like Android might integrate cameras and stuff into the car itself, and they'll wire it all through Apple CarPlay and Google CarPlay. I think the speech recognition might work a little bit better because it's using the cloud in order to instantly recognize what you're saying, and it can easily decode and everything. But other than that, I mean, the camera unit is really good, and I will say that that's the only thing that I say is probably it's an interesting feature to have. It's just that speech recognition is very hard to get right. So let's say you're driving and you see something happening in front of you that you want to record. It really is simple to just reach up, touch the screen, hit record. It really is also simpler, turn it off, stop recording. You can take a photo by hitting that button right there, obviously. But again, this thing is highly reflective. I'm trying to hold it down so that you don't get the reflection in my camera. But it's very, very, very straightforward. But again, this is the first one I've ever seen that had the voice recognition. That's actually pretty cool. My only thing is it's not perfect, but it seems like it will kind of work. I think it's easier to just use the touchscreen. I'll try it one more time. Video start. Did it start? Video start. Okay, no, it did not. That's really weird because I had it going. Video start, video stop. Yeah, I had it going a second ago. I think it's easier to just touch the damn thing. I really don't think. It kind of, and fine, it's recording right now. it makes more sense for you to just, touch it. Now, granted, this thing has loop recording. So my recommendation is if you did get one of these things, you have a 32 gigabyte video card, because those things are cheap now. You can get a 32 gigabyte micro SD card for like $5, maybe cheaper. They also have 64. They have 128. In fact, these things actually go up to a terabyte, but they're $450. Now, I don't think this system, I'll have to look it up, but I don't think this system actually supports 1 terabyte like a Google Android phone does. However, if you have a 32 gigabyte and you put it in loop recording and you're like an Uber driver, you could just drive around and this thing keeps on recording. The screen is nice. It seems to be hydrophobic, so if water gets on it or spittle or whatever, it seems to just stay off. It's very easy to clean just using some Fantastic and some paper towel because it's a glass screen. And it also comes with everything you need in order to connect it to your mirror. So this is just a little piece of tape they use to protect the camera lens. And obviously there's also the second camera lens. My thing is, in order to hide the wire, you're going to want to have a professional to install this thing. So basically that's all I'm going to say using my iPhone to record. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a video recording driving with this thing. And then I'll splice that video into this video and I'll have the full detailed review of this camera unit right here. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, so the video's already been started because it's recording right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my car, and then I'm going to start recording a video.
This stunning coin, in highly desirable uncirculated condition, is presented in a clear museum quality capsule. These coins are no longer released in circulation, and today...
So this is the video quality of this mirror. Now, granted, my mirror is up here, but as you see, I have a very, very high-tech mirror that has cameras and systems in it. I don't really want to interrupt it. But what I can say is that this thing looks pretty good. It's not the sharpest image because obviously this is not a 4K image. But 2.5K is pretty much enough. And what I'll say is, as it's recording, you can watch the time stamp, the date. You can watch the recording countdown and whatnot. And at any given time, you can touch it in order to change modes or to do whatever you want to do with it. As I demonstrated, it also has, what is it called? It also has voice activation. So what it'll do is it'll keep on recording and recording and recording. And as it's recording, it will keep erasing the card and making a new record over the old space. So you definitely want to have a high gigabyte, maybe a 32 gigabyte recording card.
While they spent 4 years without evidence, claiming the president was compromised by Russia. Joining us on the program right now is Lee Smith. He's the author of the book, The Plot Against the President, The True Story of How Congressman Devin Nunes uncovered the biggest political scandal in U.S. history. Welcome to the program.
So I'm just listening to right-wingers whining and complaining about how Trump lost the election. But ultimately, it came down to the fact that people showed up to vote against him. And if they didn't show up, they used mail-in voting. So, shame on them. Adios. 2020 has been hard on everybody. Trump lost his damn job. Okay, so let me just say that this footage right here, I'm doing at night specifically because you need to know how this camera processes images at night. And as you can see, there's a car in front of me. Um, the rear camera pretty much has the exact same resolution that the front camera is offering. It just doesn't have as wide angle of view because it's a smaller sensor. But what I will say is most people who buy these cameras, they tend not to actually plug in the rear camera. And the reason why is because they usually don't want to have a professional do it. They'd rather just have the front dash camera, so this way, you know, it records what they're seeing, like what's in front of them. But I can honestly say that the rear dash camera is decent enough to give you the evidence that you want to have in court. So basically, when it comes to these dash cameras, one thing I noticed about the way it records its files is it records a file and then it stops recording and it skips and it makes another recording. So what you end up with is you end up with a bunch of file chunks, and each one of them basically has a time code and a date code. So as it's recording, it's creating small snippets of recordings. In my opinion, it makes sense to buy the largest SD card you can get. So 64 gigabytes would be great. That would make sure that you have more than enough space, especially if you're an Uber driver or a Lyft driver or something. There's 101,000 reasons why you want to have a dash camera, but the most important reasons are the ones that I can't think of. So most people, they think, okay, I'm going to buy a camera for my car because I'm afraid of the police. Some people say, I'm going to buy a camera for my car because I'm afraid somebody's going to hit me and run. Some people say, I want to buy a camera because I'm afraid I might get into a car accident. I want to have the evidence for court. Whatever your reason might be, there's always a reason. Even if you have no reason at all, it's a really good thing to have just to have it. So I can honestly say that, I'm very thankful to these companies for sending me products like this in order to test out and in order to use, because at the end of the day, these are great products. I will say, however, I prefer it. Like, you see, there's a guy right there. You can barely see this asshole. Look at this guy. You can barely see this guy. And he runs right out in front of you. Now, granted, he wasn't too close to me, but the thing about it is this guy runs right out in front of you, and there's always the possibility you could hit his ass. So, no, what I'm saying is, again, there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to have one of these things, and it really comes in handy. And most of these things, they have a mode where if the camera is disturbed or the car senses that there's a vibration, the camera automatically turns on and it starts recording. But my biggest problem with these products is they're not integrated into the car. When Tesla and Corvettes and Ferraris and McLarens, when they have their cameras built into their cars, their cameras are integrated into the car itself. So basically, it becomes impossible for you to really have any major problems. Like, for instance, the Tesla dash camera has a flash drive instead of just having a micro SD card. That flash drive is typically going to be of better quality, higher speed transfer rates, and probably a larger capacity than your typical micro SD card. So that thing is built right into the car. I'm pretty sure that Tesla can upload data from that camera, just like you can do with a Ring doorbell, so that you can go directly to the internet with the data. So you may not even have to pull the flash drive out. You can probably just access the car using your smartphone app, and you can get access to the security footage right then and there. But you only get that kind of technology if it's integrated into the car. The same goes for cars like the Corvette. Corvette has a telemetry data system hooked up to its cameras. So that means that when you're driving, it can record your speed, it can record velocity, and it can record drag strip distances and this, that, and other. And I really like that, and I really hope that more cars will start coming with a camera built in, possibly one right behind the driver's head or possibly one overlooking the dashboard from one of the pillars, the B pillar or the C pillar. A lot of companies do that now, especially like McLaren, because McLaren, they don't have a whole lot of gimmicks to really sell you on, so they try to come up with cool stuff to get you talking. And I would really like it better if these cameras could be integrated directly into the car's power supply, directly into the car's computer, and directly into the car's frame, because this way you don't end up with a clunky device that you have to, mount and stuff. I'm not a fan of having to mount things. But other than that, it's a very good system. It's a very good camera. If you're interested in buying one, I'm going to have all the information on this video at the bottom in the URL section so you can buy it. And I'm going to pull over real quick and then I'm going to stop recording. But as you can see, and there's another guy right here. Look at this guy. He's a delivery guy. And, okay, so yeah, it's a very good system. It pretty much does what it has to do. And by the way, if you go into I believe it was Judge Wapner. Judge Wapner taught us, if you go into court and you've got a receipt, you win. If you go into court and you have no receipt, you lose. Having these digital camera video images and recordings, this is basically a receipt. Just like this guy. I don't trust him. I don't know where that guy's going. But if you have a receipt and you can say, Your Honor, I got video evidence that this bitch smashed up my car or that somebody in a stupid truck hit me, if you've got that evidence, you win in court. If you don't have that evidence, you lose.